people? I'm back. We're doing videos daily now. Today, we're talking about the Epic 2 ETF portfolio by NEOS. I'm going with this 2 ETF portfolio that has the potential to drive up to $100,000 of income a year. Does it require a lot of capital investment? Is it high risk? Yes, yes. But if you are open to high risk, if you are interested in high risk, for the benefit of stabilized income throughout the year, then this could be for you. Again, these are high risk options, but the combination of these two ETFs, QQQI plus BTCI, which are both covered call options, covered call solutions based on the NASDAQ 100 and Bitcoin ETFs. If you're open to those ideas, I've prepared for you this portfolio, basically a 60-40 split of QQQI to BTCI, with a high volume of investment into these two ETFs, and that net will generate you about 100K annually in interest in dividend income. So without further ado, let's look at these portfolios and see what's going on. All right, people, we are here at the dividend tracker. We're in the dashboard. We're locked and loaded. And what are we looking at today? We're looking at the QQQI and BTCI high yield epic portfolio, the powerhouse combo, the duo, the dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. And with this portfolio, we have almost 500K down in this strategy. And the goal here was to get to 20% dividend yield. 20%. What does 20% dividend yield do with almost 500K? Well, it nets you about 100,000, 96K in annual income, and it nets you about $8,000 in monthly income. That sounds pretty sweet. That sounds nice to me. Is it high risk? Absolutely. Does it track BTC and QQQI, or rather QQQ, which is tech high risk stocks potentially? Yes. But if you're open to that risk and you're comfortable with it, and you can sleep well at night with these positions and income bearing asset forms of that, then I think this portfolio could be for you. All right. So again, 20% dividend yield on 500K. It's going to net us effectively $100,000 a year in annual income. Okay. So looking at the holdings again, we have BTCI, 216K at BTCI, and we have QQQI, both by NEOS. BTCI nets a 27 to 28% annual yield, so very high. QQQI is still very strong with 14% annual yield. So very, very healthy stuff here with this target of 20% yield portfolio in total. Your QQQI is probably going to have a little less volatility, which is why I chose to add a healthy portion of it. BTCI is going to be a little more volatile, but both have been on a price appreciation as well. So their NAV, their net asset value, has been stable, if not growing. Let's look at that. Let's look at the NAV as compared to SCHD. Let's look at that. So if we look at its price return for BTCI and price return for QQQI versus SCHD, which is the Schwab ETF dividend fund, BTCI has grown from a price appreciation standpoint this year, as well as QQQI. QQQI has been pretty much flat, if not grown a bit, whereas SCHD has declined. Looking at the total return, that includes the dividend plus the price appreciation, you can see a much different story here. Where BTCI year to date has done 22%. That's because of the price appreciation plus the dividend yield. QQQI, almost 9%. SCHD is flat. Okay. Looking at the annual, looking at the annual, the 1 year trend. BTCI, 60% total return, QQQI, 30%, SCHD, 5%. This is a short-term period over a longer period of time, SCHD will have more strength. But these two assets are fairly new to the market. And again, they'll track the market. We've been in a bull run, but that's in a weaker period, like let's just say in August, rather in April, the market did decline, and so did QQQI and BTCI, but it V-shaped and bounced back in correlation to the underlying assets, which is what we want to see. SCHD didn't really do that actually as much. Well, they just kind of is still in a decline period. But BTCI, of course, tracking Bitcoin. It's a cover call solution tracking Bitcoin, and then it does hold, I believe, a little bit, maybe 25% of Bitcoin on the books for the appreciation. Similarly, QQI does a similar strategy, more for the Nasdaq 100, as well as with the call options. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this $100,000 portfolio, annual income, a year, 100,000 annual income? Are you guys invested in QQQI? Are you invested in BTCI? Would you consider a combination of the two? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I do have a Patreon. I'll link it if you want financial coaching, if you want advice, if you want me to motivate you, if you just want to chat. It's 15 bucks a month. It's nothing. 15 bucks a month, and you pretty much have a financial coach. And you have exclusive content that I'll be posting into the Patreon group. And we'll do a Discord and we'll do all of that. But let me know if you guys are invested in BTCI and QQQI. Do you like the yield? Do you see any concerns with this approach? My next video is probably going to be on like comparing this to Yield Max. I don't really like Yield Max. I like these guys better. But let me know, guys, and all the best. Peace.